Hey, what up, everybody? Steviebreech coming to you. Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan seem to be all over the news today. They're, sort of taking over with Warrior with his YouTube account and his new Twitter account, and going back and forth on Facebook, so on and so forth. It just makes me think, man, two guys that really, well, not really with Hogan. Hogan, I think of other guys, that he had big feuds with all over his career, Piper and Andre, so on and so forth. But the Ultimate Warrior, when you think of Ultimate Warrior, think of the biggest feud he ever had was Hulk Hogan. Warriors had a career that passed over a short period of time, highlighted by his 1990 match at WrestleMania 6 against Hulk Hogan, where he actually won the title. Um, all in all, his title reign was sort of looked at as a fail by a lot of people. He still has a lot of fans that are out there, but part of his mystique is that Warrior made his money from Vince. And he burned a lot of bridges there in the WWF, and then he took off. He rode off in the sunset. Took his money, and he just basically retired. A big thing about the Warriors' mystique is that you don't ever hear from him. You don't ever see him much. He popped up in 1998 for WCW. WCW mainly brought him in as like the uh, you know uh, just for people to see him, thinking he would create a buzz that flip back over. WCW had already pretty much lost the war. It was over to the point to where they weren't going to get it back. WWF was just running away with the Attitude Era, and there was just no looking back. But they thought maybe they can just get some eyes on the product one more time. They could try and save it. But even in WCW, Warrior's time was basically three pay-per-views. He was in, out, and done. He worked a program with Hogan. A lot of people think that he came into WCW just because Hogan couldn't get over the fact that it was the one guy that he never beat. That's basically what the whole program was built around. They had a horrible match at Halloween Havoc, where Hogan threw the fireball in Warrior's eyes, rolled him up. Actually, I think Horace Hogan even came out and he got in the match, and it wasn't a disqualification, but actually Hogan got the win. But he needed the help to do it. But it was just all around. It was a bad program. It never should have happened. And basically, this big war that the Ultimate Warrior and Hogan are having on Twitter just makes me think. I think this is long range, but I mean, in my mind, I'm just thinking: is TNA smart enough to? They fired Mick Foley. They said that they have another person in line to take over the character of the network, the person that they're putting in charge of the Impact show on TV. I'm just thinking, are they smart enough to bring in the Ultimate Warrior? I don't think they are, but I mean, like I said, part of Ultimate Warrior's mystique is that you don't ever hear from him, you don't ever see him. Him popping up on Twitter is just highly out of the ordinary, and it just doesn't fit, anything he's ever done in his whole life, joining any social network sites, and yeah, I'm basically thinking that basically TNA has signed the Warrior, and they're bringing him into the spot, and they're bringing the sort of feud that they're trying to build it up bigger than ever. So when he finally debuts on TV, you will think that these guys have this big time feud that's gone on for years. When really it's just a feud that just basically just got started, and because it's all over the dirt sheets, people are going to think that it's bigger than it is. I don't think TNA you know is smart enough to do this, but I don't think Warrior's gonna have a huge price that that he's gonna be out of the price range of WWE. I think Goldberg might be. They had the Twit Pick video that Goldberg put up of him and Bischoff flying around in the helicopter over New York City, but I don't think that really had anything to do with TNA. I basically think that's more of Eric Bischoff's reality, TV show business. I think that's something that they were setting up. I don't think Goldberg has any, thoughts of going to TNA. I don't think that they have the money to afford a character like Goldberg, but you never know. I just wanted to put my thoughts out there and just say that I think that Warrior is saying that karma's coming to collect, 48 hours from when he put the Twitter message up. 48 hours from then is Thursday. I'm not really sure if they do like some sort of taped segment where Warrior takes over, but, all in all, it would be better if you got to see Hogan's reaction live. Or I guess in TNA they don't do much stuff live, but it would be great to see Hogan's reaction. So maybe we will find out at the next pay-per-view, the next set of tapings. But that's in the back of my mind that Warrior will be taking over the Impact job.